Hola. Feliz Quinta-feira. Let's see. What else? Boa tarde. Boa noite for me. I think those are the only two. Or buenas tardes, depending on where you are. Or buenas noches. I am Krishan Wright. I'm the founder of Black Global and the host of the Black Global podcast. We are in pre production for season 8, coming to you in January 2026. So if you're a Black person and you're looking to move abroad, I'm your girl. Hey, hey, hey. It is good to be here. It is good to be seen. It is Thursday. And, it's Exodus Summit season. So I'm excited about tonight's live. But, I like to start with announcements. And I have a lot of them. Your little favorite fur friend is on my lap. We just had a little, let's call it a minor incident. We'll do a little story time first. So, it was maybe like I've been gone. Maybe it was a week, maybe it was less. No, it was a week ago. Maybe. Anyway, my neighbor has been like in this like wheelie thing all of a sudden. I think he might have had surgery. So anyway, I hear all this commotion outside, which I don't hear anything outside. So then when I heard it, I was like, So he's holding his dog. Anyway, I come downstairs to get some food, and these pit bulls like bit his dog. And I was like, oh my gosh. So he was like really upset, talking really fast in Portuguese. I did not understand that. Fine. But I did understand like he got bit. So I was like, okay. A couple days later, I see him, calmer, and I'm walking Bailey, and he's telling me again in Portuguese, much slower, that like, be careful because these pit bulls. I was like, okay, so I've been away. I've been in, y'all know, I was in Spain for a while. Okay, you're okay, baby. And then I was in America up until yesterday, right? I got back yesterday. So I'm walking Bailey. I'm like, oh, let's get a quick walk in before I got to go live. And so I've got my headphones in. I'm doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. I look down, and who is slinking her way but one of the pit bulls? And this is when I realized how much I actually love Bailey. Because I locked eyes with that little thing, and I was like, oh, hell no. And I scooped her up and I started to walk. Then the other one came, and I was like, oh, my Jesus, am I going to get mauled tonight by these people? Nobody else is around. I don't know who they belong to. Whew. So, yes, so I am calm. She is on my lap. I have my wine. These are the things. So that was story time. So now on to announcements. Like I said, there's a lot to talk about. This is like our busy season. We are less than a month away from our 5-year anniversary yacht party, which is shaping up to be bigger and better than I had originally planned. So lots of people who are coming in, trying to get the link for you. We have people flying in from Spain. We have people, of course, coming from different parts of Portugal, Kenya, Mexico. We have people who have been guests on the Black Global podcast, on our YouTube channel, Passport members, fans galore. I love the fact that you guys are here to support this work that I've been committed to for the past 5 years. I am honored to hold this space, and I just look forward to us cruising on the River Tejo, drinking some wonderful Portuguese wines, having some light bites. So if you plan to be in Portugal, or maybe you've been on the fence and you're like, that sounds good, girl, sign me up. I just dropped the link. And then we have, well, I looked 2 hours ago and we still had 2. But we have 2 tickets remaining for the Exodus Summit meetup. Stephanie Perry, who will be on in just a few moments, and Rashida Dow will be in Lisbon. And so we have 2 tickets remaining for the Exodus Summit meetup. Those will likely go during this conversation. If you are the 3rd person, because it's time-stamped, or anybody after that, you will kindly get a refund because it would be sold out. I can't add any more. It's laws, laws against capacity, going over capacity. But yes, Located Coast said, I will be there. I know you will, girlfriend. And I got to circle back with you on that too. So Locating Cozy is coming from Spain. Okay. We are going to have fun. Yes, you want these tickets. Yes, you will get to meet Stephanie. And Action BJ is a man. So pay attention. This is going to be a co ed event. So for all of y'all to be like, oh, I want to bring my partner, my spouse, whatever, look, it's going to be a co ed event. So the yacht, the meetup, do both, do one, the other. Oh, and almost forgot again, merch. Our merch has been ordered. So if you have not placed your order, I'm so sorry. There might, I don't know, there might be some on hand at the events. I don't know. But we have not done merch in years. So it's your chance to support Blacks Global, to show off your Move Abroad swag and get some of that too. All right. So I'm excited. Like I said, this is our busy season. In a few days, we have our Nomad Noir cohort, our 10-day scouting program that takes place here in Lisbon. And so the ladies are getting ready to arrive now that I'm back in Portugal, putting the finishing touches. I've been working all day on getting everything ready for them. And with that, I am pleased to finally announce the dates for 2026. I said dates, plural. Yes, before I said there was going to be one, I reserve the right to change my mind. So we have 2 dates for our Nomad Noir cohort next year. And let me show you what the dates are. So the dates are... fall is October 22nd to the 31st, and spring is May 22nd to the 31st. Okay. So the only people who are able to put deposits right now are Blacks Global Passport members or YouTube channel members. I'll get first dibs. That's part of the perks. Okay. For those of you who are interested in signing up and want to know more, we, as in me, I'm hosting an informational on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern. So if you are interested, I'm going to drop the link. You can join this list. The people that are on the wait list will get an email from me, most likely tomorrow, inviting you to the informational. That is where we'll go over, the interest in Nomad Noir. You'll get to learn more about the opportunity, whether or not the dates work for you, etc. But I wanted to at least let you know the dates now. There are people who have already put deposits, but we still got some capacity. But once I blast that list, it's gone because, like I said, it's a popular thing. So I'm excited to share that. Yes, look, I'm telling you, this is the live that you want to be at. Oh, we got another channel member. Hey, Mare. Hey, Mare. Thank you for becoming a channel member. What else did I want to tell you? Yes, before I bring up the woman, the legend, I'm going to drop my link if you have not gotten your ticket already for Exodus Summit 2025. It's going to be a banger. We're going to talk about Move Abroad money and all those things in a short second. But like I said, you can open up another browser window, click, get your ticket. But if you are interested in learning more, like I said, I'm going to bring up my friend, Stephanie Perry.
Hey, friend. Hi, everybody.
Hey, friend. Where in the world are you today?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. I'm in my new apartment in Bogota, Colombia. I'm so excited. This is the only place with any furniture or decor. Just pretend like I'm pretending the whole house is decorated when really it's just one wall.
You only need one. You only need one. You just need a backdrop.
That's right. That's right. Everything else looks like I just moved in and I've been here since July.
Oh
I don't
my
know where the time is
gosh.
going. I don't know what's happening. Time is funny.
It is. It's like every day. Like I just realized today, I was like, September is almost over.
Over.
Like it's almost New Year's, like day after tomorrow.
Don't say it. Don't say it, Krishan.
I was just like, that's when I was like, oh, I gotta do these dates. Lord.
Crazy.
I feel like time speeds up. So I just realized like I need to say hello to some friends that are in the chat.
Yeah.
And I know that's your favorite thing to do when you're live. So let's say hi. Hey, Harlem Minded. Buenas tardes. Hey, Mia. Hey. Hey, Cheryl. Cheryl's in the house. Hey, Susan. Action BJ, who is so excited to meet you in person. I think he has tickets to both events.
After years and years.
Right? Right? You know, when the guys see that it's co-ed, they're like, I'm there.
Yep.
The AVX girls in the house. Yes. Hey, Jack Ross. Jack Ross, how are you? Hey, Marsha. Hey, Kay Stewart. Hey, Greta Cobb. Mayor, who just became a channel member. Hey, Double T. Look, Yolanda. I know, look, Yolanda is a real one because it is 10:13 in Spain. They're 1 hour ahead.
That's right. You know she laying down. She got that bonnet on.
You know how we do. Satin pillowcase and a bonnet. Hey, new one. Hey, look at all y'all in there.
Hey,
oh my goodness. And have a nice days in the house. Amina, hey girl, hey Dami. Hey. I know, bon dia, boa noite. Oh my goodness. Travel is my passion is in the house. Hey, and Patricia. Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. Good to see you seen. So you are in Bogota, Colombia. And you just celebrated 10 years abroad.
10 years. On the 21st of September, it was 10 years since I set foot out of the US. I thought it was going to be 1 year. I only had enough money for 1 year. Wow. 10 years of bopping around the world full time.
Yeah. And when you left, for the people that don't know the story, which I think most of them do, when you left, you had saved up, what was it, like $17,000?
$14,400.
Wow.
I took 15 months at work, right? 15 months where I saved $14,400 so I could travel around Southeast Asia for 1 year on $40 a day. It was exactly. And I made it. I made it. My money stretched. I came back home on I made it past September 21st of the next year. Before I had to, go back to Delaware with no money. Yeah. And I thought that I was just going to see the world, right? I was going to Southeast Asia, going to see all the places I wanted to see and get it out of my system. And then go back to being a worker, go back to being a person with a regular job and 2 weeks vacation, maybe 3 if I can stay on this job long enough to get more vacation time. But it didn't work out that way. There was no way I could go back to that.
Yeah. 14,400 has lasted 10 years.
So good with
do money. The math on that.
I am so good at money.
Right? Oh my gosh. It is so good. And so like you said, you came back and it's one of these things, like it being moving abroad. Now I've been in Portugal over 2 years, and it just has flown by.
I know.
But I realize like it's one of those things that I haven't found a person who has chosen this life and then said, oh, wow, this isn't for me. I usually hear, wow, I wish I had done this sooner.
Yeah, I think when you talk about just leaving for a little while, sometimes it's helpful to not tell people ahead of time you're actually not going to want to come back because it might be a little intimidating. It might be a
Yeah.
little scary. So let
Hmm.
them plan to go for a year, go for 6 months or however long. But it's really hard to come back, especially if you're a Black person coming back to the United States. It's
Hmm.
really hard to come back to that light, that way of life, that atmosphere, especially if you can, and especially if you can find a way to make some money someplace else. It's hard to come back to United States hustle culture. It's
Yeah.
hard to come back to the United States grind,
Hmm.
and it's hard. It's hard to come back. Yeah. So no, you don't hear people saying, "Oh, I just didn't like it." You hear, "I had to come back because family, I had a
Yeah.
family situation
Hmm.
or something else, or I came back so that I could get more money together so I could leave for good
Hmm.
next time." That's what it
Hmm.
is. You're gonna like it. You're gonna like it if you leave.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And for me, I just got back, like I said, yesterday
Mhm.
from the States. I was visiting my kids for their birthdays. We had a lovely time. And I realized, I was like, ooh, I mean, I knew I was different, but like now, like being in America again and seeing it now with a different lens, living in Portugal over 2 years, having traveled to over 10 countries during that time, and seeing how other people live, I was like, oh, I don't fit in here.
Yeah.
Like, I can't ever see myself going back.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the conversation is different.
Hmm.
The the way I didn't realize that I was viewing myself as a worker, and that was how I thought that
Mm.
this phase of my life should be, that my life should be about work. And then when I dipped out and would come back for visits, all anybody wanted to talk about was work. Now,
Hmm.
most of the people that I knew happened to be people I knew from work because that's the only place I had time to make, friends. But all people wanted to talk about was work and the bad stuff. And
Hmm.
just like ruminate over the bad. And it's so
Hmm.
amazing to be outside of that. And it's such a privilege to be able to look back at it and not be in it, right? To have some
Yeah.
perspective.
Hmm. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. It's like I look and I'm grateful, as much as I think what this has done, choosing this life, has allowed me to look at the US with a critical lens, like in the sense of being able to see it for what it is,
Yes.
right? But at the same time, I'm grateful because I know that I consider, and I've said it on this channel a few weeks ago, I look at the US like a casino. You know, you can go in there, you can make a lot of money, but you got to know when to leave the table. You got to
That,
know,
that's right.
right?
It's
And
good.
so I'm grateful that I was born in a casino. Like I was able to learn how to eventually, after getting burned a lot, play the game to the best of my ability. And then when my number hit, I cashed out and I exited.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like that was so perfect in a lot of ways
Yep.
because now that we have seen the headlines, 350,000 Black women
Mm-hmm.
have been, you know,
Forced
thrown
out.
out of the workforce, tossed aside, right? Despite being the most educated demographic in the United States, starting businesses at the highest rate of
Yep.
any demographic in the United States. So we're overqualified, highly educated, not compensated appropriately for what we do.
Yep.
Um, and I know that if I were still there doing the grind,
Uh-huh.
right, waiting for the atta girl, I'm
Yep.
like, how many targets did I have on my back? I'm Black. I'm a female. I'm over 50. I'm like, right?
If they,
Like, they're
if
like,
they,
oh, that one. Yeah,
that's
get rid
right.
of her.
If they hadn't gotten rid of you by now, you'd have been next up.
Oh,
Right.
yeah. Yeah. And
Mhm.
so what I have found, and maybe the same has been with you in Exodus Summit, sometimes, I see conversations and people are just trying to hang on because they're still in survival mode, but it's like, I just want to be like, sis, it's
I,
time to
every
go.
every time I hear somebody say they just want to wait this out, I'm like,
Yes.
what do you think is coming next? Wait, right? What gives you that hope that things are going to be better and not worse? I don't.
Mm,
I feel for people who think that waiting things out is the right solution,
yeah.
because if things continue to get worse and worse, it's going to get harder and harder to make your exit.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. I'm just gonna wait it out. I
Hmm.
know I can understand. I can understand not knowing how to take action. I don't understand
Mm,
not thinking it's time to take some action.
yeah. Because
Mhm.
literally every day, and I'm in Europe, so I am what, 5 hours ahead of East Coast. And so I'm coming to you from the future. And so I see the headlines, in the morning and stuff, and I look at this and I'm just like, just when you think it can't be any more clownery, any more foolishness, any more shenanigans, the bar just keeps going lower and lower.
Mhm. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, th- there's some people who have hope that like we've hit bottom, but we absolutely have not hit the bottom. Or we keep saying, I'm saying we don't live there. They
you know,
they
Thems.
yeah.
Look, they haven't hit the floor yet, because
No.
remember, Project 2025, it was a 900-page manifesto. I'm like, we probably still in the 200s, hundreds,
The preamble.
early hundreds. We in the preamble, right? We haven't even gotten to the meat of it yet.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
It's time to make your exit. We don't have to feel an obligation to the United States of America. No matter how your people got there, you don't have to feel an obligation. You just said cash out,
Mhm.
pack your bags and go. You don't have to feel an obligation to stay and help them fix the mess that they made, right? And you don't have to feel an obligation to stay and, stay. If everybody leaves, we don't have to stay and support the people who are stuck there. Just help pull them out,
Mhm.
right? Just pull them
Yeah.
out.
Mhm. And that's what I feel like we have done. Like, we were both at that same time in 2020, that was a catalyst for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Civil unrest, the pandemic, we all know, right? It wasn't too far. Um, but we were moved, right, in different ways. I started Blacks Global, you and Rashida started Exodus Summit. You have your platforms, your YouTube channels. You don't have to stay in the struggle to be part of the resistance. You can be part of the resistance in a way that feels right and authentic to you,
That's right.
right? And so for us, for me, I'm an introvert. So grabbing a mic and talking to people was just like, oh, what? But it was something that I was called to do because I had been on this journey since
Uh-huh.
2017 when I went to New Zealand. And I was like, on my first solo trip, and that last day, and I'm not a crier, I was like, oh, hell no. Like,
Yeah.
if it wasn't for my kids, I would not have gotten on that plane.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah, there are many ways to be of service to people today that don't require you to surrender your life. And
Mm-hmm.
some people in the United States who are fighting that fight, that struggle, are giving up their lives. They will become martyrs. So
Mm-hmm.
you can go somewhere else and just show people that this is possible.
Yeah.
That's valuable. You can go somewhere else and prepare a place for other people to come. That's
Mm-hmm.
valuable.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the only way to be of service to other people is not to lay down your life.
Exactly.
I don't want to do that. I want to enjoy my life. It's a gift. I want to enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to surrender it
Yeah.
for 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 people, for a country who they don't deserve it anyway.
No, they could care less about us.
Absolutely.
I mean, they've made that crystal clear, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then we have a new channel member. Hey, Elnisa. Thanks for coming to channel member. Hey, hey, hey. Locating Cozy said your platforms pull them out by providing insight and inspiration. Thank you.
I I
Yes.
I
Hey,
believe in
Alicia
that
Renice is in the
wholeheartedly.
chat.
I believe in
Mm-hmm.
that wholeheartedly, right?
Mm-hmm.
The
Absolutely.
the person who can provide the most help is not the person who's stuck in the swamp with you, right? Get the person. If
Mm-hmm.
you're in quicksand and I'm in quicksand, we both in quicksand, right?
Exactly.
Can I get on firm ground and then help
Mm-hmm.
you get out, or you get on firm ground and then help pull me out? If we
Mm-hmm.
both in quicksand, we're going under.
Yeah. I think I love that analogy. And I think the challenge is from where I sit is that some people don't realize that they're in quicksand.
Yeah,
They think like, oh, I got it. I've survived worse, or my people have survived worse. And while those could be true,
yes,
you can choose a life not just based in survival, but you can choose to thrive,
that's right.
right? And I think it's for some, it's a harder get when you're entrenched in it. You know, there's a 24-hour news cycle, and not before it was just, 5 o'clock news, 10 o'clock news, right? Then it became the 24-hour news cycle. Now we have these devices and watches
Mhm.
and all of these things, voice activated stuff where we're constantly stimulated.
Yeah,
And so now you stay in survival mode. You
yeah,
can go shopping. They've got a big screen, breaking news. Like
that's
you
right.
can't escape it. And it's like Pavlov's dog. It's like a trigger. You hit it, even if you try to put it in the background, you hear it. And it's like a dog whistle, and you just know, oh my gosh, right? You've
Mhm.
conditioned yourself. What's going to happen now? And I see the people, when I was in the States, you see it on their bodies,
Yeah,
they've become depressed,
yeah.
downtrodden. You see a lot of homelessness. There's a
Mhm.
lot of just, and let me even talk about the food,
Yeah,
but
right.
it's everything, and people not seeing a way out or a way forward.
Yeah, that's right. And that's on purpose. Everything is designed to keep you where you are, right? Because
Mhm.
we got to, people in the United States have to contribute to that system. Everything is designed for that purpose, for people to feel like there's not another option. I
Mhm.
forget to tell you, there's another option.
Yeah. So, what have been like? And I know you were just on Rashida's channel the other day talking about your 10-year accomplishment,
Yeah.
but what has been maybe like your biggest money lesson in the 10 years?
Just learning how to make money without a traditional job really set me free, right? It really
Hmm.
meant that I don't have to, there are a lot of things I don't have to put up with, I don't have to deal with, because I can make money on the internet. Being able
Hmm.
to make some income without a traditional job helps me to be myself instead of worker Stephanie. Whatever worker version of Stephanie is, I don't have to put her, she doesn't have to be the face of me. I get to be my own self. So like
Hmm.
separating work and money, right? Separating, knowing that there are people out there who make income without having a job, right?
Hmm.
And also separating healthcare from work, right? Were two really
Mm.
helpful things. Knowing that I could have good healthcare without having a traditional job which is another trap in the United States.
Hmm.
Um, putting those things into practice have been really amazing. I don't know that I ever felt like money had to be a struggle. I don't know that I ever felt like that. But I
Mm.
didn't know that you could make money doing things that you enjoyed in community with people you like, serving people you want to serve. I
Hmm.
didn't know that until after I left the United States. All I
Mm-hmm.
knew, all I saw was people making money on jobs. Maybe you get to do something you like, but not with people you like to do it with. Or
Mm-hmm.
maybe, right? Or maybe you get to do something that you're good at, but not well compensated for it. I didn't see people
Mm-hmm.
get the whole package with money.
Yeah.
But when I left the US and I decided I was going to make money a different way and work a different way, I get to get that the total package. I get to, without working the most I've ever worked, right? Without working the hardest, I get to make more money. And I get to make
Mm-hmm.
more money in community and in service of people who I actually like being around and
Yeah.
serving and being in community
Mm-hmm.
with. I get to do that whole package. And I didn't know that was possible. And I have not seen it be possible for other Black
Mm-hmm.
women in the US.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that that's been the biggest unlock for me too. I had, corporate job, and before that, government job, um, and I was in digital marketing, and so I was working with, influencers through agencies and stuff like that, and going to these events, and I was like, oh wow, that's nice, or that's good for them, but not for me because I'm an introvert. I have this job, and like all of the things that I was taking myself out, right? Counting myself out.
Uh-huh.
And when I created Blacks at Global, and it required that I step forward because I found, I knew moving abroad was on the radar for me. That was definitely going to happen.
Yeah.
But sharing my story, illuminating the path for other people through other people's stories like yourself, like that was new, and that was going to require more of me.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to step into that. And stepping into that, again, open up the door. That's how we met. And all of these things that had all of these blessings that have come from making that one decision, right? Taking, going on Amazon, buying a microphone, going in my closet, hitting up people in their DMs saying, hey, I know, we're on lockdown and all, can't travel, but would you share your story? Hey, I'm Krishan, and them taking a chance on me. And all that is to say is for you, it was that decision when they didn't approve your PTO
Uh-huh.
to say, oh, wait a minute, I want to take a trip. You met those digital nomads, right? And then you're like, wait a second, right? People, baristas, all of these people, you're like, there's a whole other world that exists. But when you're living your day to day, you think this is your whole world. Your whole world is basically what it is when you wake up to the time you go to sleep. And then so it was tapping into that other world. It's like, wait, that looks interesting. And then keep following, right? Keep following the breadcrumb. It leads you to a path. And then you look behind, you're like, oh, wow, I did the thing. I did the scary thing.
Yeah. You taught me open the aperture. You taught us in the summit, open the aperture, right? You know what you know, but you don't realize how tunnel vision you really are. We don't
Yeah.
know. Like you mentioned, being able to be out of the US and then look back at the US with a different perspective. We just
Mm-hmm.
don't know how narrow our perspective is
Mm-hmm.
until we purposely, intentionally say, let's widen this. Let's see what else is possible. Sometimes that what
Mm-hmm.
else is possible is things that other people are doing that you might be a little judgmental about, right?
Yeah.
You might be like,
Mm-hmm.
why is she always traveling? Or why is she, how can she afford to do this? Or how is she,
Mm-hmm.
that's, that I use that as like a little clue of like, oh, I'm interested in this thing. If I'm
Yeah.
like judgmental, a little envious, a little jealous about
Mm-hmm.
something, I'm probably interested in. I need to, instead of saying, how can she, and how irresponsible of her, and why would she? Instead, I need to be like, how did you do that? Right?
Yes.
How did
Get
you do that?
curious. Yeah.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right.
Get
You
curious.
watch Ted Lasso?
No, no.
That was a quote in Ted Lasso. Be curious, not judgmental. Change
Ooh.
it'll change things for you. It'll open up
Yeah.
what's possible for you because people have your answers. Your
Mm-hmm.
answers do come from yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
But your answers also come from other people. Somebody's doing something. Somebody has solved some of the problems that you think are unsolvable.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're curious about how they solve those problems, your you're out of the box.
Yeah.
Box is demolished.
Mm-hmm. Out of the box, out of the matrix.
Mhm.
And you raised a good point. Like being in Bogota, myself being in Portugal, it's like I don't worry about healthcare, right?
Mm.
Because America keeps you tied to systems.
Yeah.
It keeps you tethered. You can't untether yourself. Even when you retire, right? You reach retirement age, you have to sign up for Medicare, part whatever it is. I'm not Medicare eligible yet, but like there are all of these things that keep you tied to the system.
That's right.
Now I'm living my best life in Portugal. I pay, I think, 1,300 ish for the year for my healthcare. I'm living my best life. That is not a worry for me.
That's right.
But there are so many people that, because we talked about opening the aperture, and Pamela said she quotes me all the time. Thank you, Pam. Is opening that perspective allows you to see, like, oh, I can play this hand, I can play this game differently. Because people think, oh, it's like whether you look at your life like a Monopoly board or whatever the case is, there is a game that's being played, right? Whether you like to think of it or not, your job is to play the game as best as you can, right? The rules frequently change,
Yes.
even though, especially with these jokers up in there, right? Because for them, the rules are there are no rules,
No rules.
right?
That's right.
And so you have to go and you have to play the game as strategic as you possibly can. And being able to untether yourself from the system allows you to have clarity.
Yes.
It allows you to see things, like we talked about, getting curious. And also, I've realized how much I've changed in just these 2 short years of being more open.
Yes.
And that was not something that I was really comfortable, because I was always wearing the armor. I grew up in the Bronx, and then I had a challenging time in young adulthood and adulthood, and went through divorce. And so all of these things just like added to the layers of armor. And then working in corporate America, working in America, period, as a Black woman, right?
Yep.
So being able to, shed and chisel, really, it wasn't just shed. It was like, you had to chisel that bad boy off, has allowed me to, see opportunities where there wasn't any before, where I didn't think there was. Allowed me to, enjoy the little things like sunrise and sunsets, and connect with people, and, like you said, get curious.
Connecting with people is the thing that I got. One of the things that I got from leaving the United States. Excuse me. I grew up even though I'm from Delaware, I grew up in Ohio. I grew up with white people, and I just always had to keep a barrier. I always had to keep right. I had enough examples from childhood. I had enough examples of what happens when you don't have that barrier up, that I always kept it up and didn't realize it. Right. Like you said, I always had the armor on. And being able to connect with people really is the most amazing gift. Whether you're talking about like a lady just sitting in a red chair in Vietnam in front of a house, in front of a restaurant, right? Or people that you're going to take this journey with forever. I have you, Rashida, our sisters, my sisters in this journey, in this movement. Connection is necessary. It can be so difficult, but it can also be so easy when you don't have that armor on. It can be so easy, and it pays off. It pays off in love, in friendship, in protection. It pays off. Connection is a thing that I wasn't expecting from this. That's like it's like winning the lottery. It's like
Yes.
winning.
Yeah. I feel like I'm winning in life. Even like, I think back to February when we were together in Vietnam and the Exodus Summit meetup, and it was over 80 of us. And it was just like people who were coming from all around the world. And some were people that I had known, virtually made connections. Some people I realized as we were talking, like, oh, we lived in the same, near the same towns and stuff. And just the sisterhood that just in connection that blossomed in our time together. It was just amazing. Absolutely amazing.
It's amazing. It's amazing. There's nothing like it. There's nothing, you don't know that you're missing it until you get it. And then you're like, oh gosh, I'm not going back. Let me hold on. Let me do more of this.
Yeah, for sure. And so for me, like when I made the decision to leave, and at the time it was New Zealand and now I'm in Portugal, it was just bringing it back to money. Money was the biggest thing that was like holding, I wouldn't say holding me back, but it was the biggest thing I knew I had to solve for.
Yeah.
And the reason why I had to solve for it was because I had a lot of anxiety about stepping out of the matrix.
Yes.
It's like I was doing Blacks Global. I was having conversations with people. I was tuning in on, Saturdays with you, Sundays with Rashida. Like I had my routine, right? And still, there was like a little part of me was like, you sure, girl? Right? Like, you sure we gonna be good? That voice. And so I say that to say and be transparent about it is we all have moments of doubt. We are humans, right? But it goes back to what I said earlier about recognizing that sometimes in life, you will have times where you have to call upon yourself, and wherever you get that strength from, it might be your ancestors, it might be deep within, it might be spirit, whatever you language it, right? I had to realize I had to push past that in order to get it. Because if you want something you've never had, you have to do something you've never done.
That's it. Yeah, people ask sometimes, like, how do I solve the fear problem? How do I solve the doubt problem? I'm like, I don't know that you solve it. You just keep it with you. Just be doubtful. Have doubt. Have doubt, right?
Yeah.
Have fear. It shrinks, it'll contract and expand as you go, but have it. Be afraid.
Yeah.
Still do it.
Yeah.
There are things that we do in life that we have to do no matter how afraid we are, right? You got to go get your colonoscopy. You got to, right? Or whatever the thing is. There are things that we do even when we're afraid of doing them because we know it's going to be worth it on the end. Put that to use for your own self, right? You can probably do it for other people. You can do it for the kids. I had a cousin who taking her child to, and it wasn't even her oldest child, taking her child to kindergarten was so scary for her that she stayed in the classroom with the child for like days. Right? But she was very afraid, but she stayed with the kid. We're going to do this. I'm going to stay afraid. We're going to still do it. Instead of saying, you can't start school, which is some people would have been like, you can't start school yet. I'm not ready. Right? We know how to move with doubt and with fear, especially when it's for someone else's benefit. You know what? Put that to use for your own life. You're afraid, you're not certain about this. Maybe, I don't know. It's not often we hear people have certainty. It's just also fear in conjunction with the certainty. It's okay. Be afraid and still do it. It's going to pay off in the end.
Absolutely. Like we do it every day. You get behind the wheel of a car, you get on an airplane, you get on a train, like whatever that, you're like, well, that might not be your fear, but that could be somebody else's fear. Right. And so we do things all the time that have a level of risk to it. I mean, right. but yet we do it. And and sometimes you just have to make those references to just be like, oh, wait a minute. Even for me, I was like, wait a minute, I've survived harder things in
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
And I am still here, right? So I have a good track record, right? You've
Uh-huh.
survived 100% of your best days and your worst days. So you have a great track record for success.
Yeah.
And I recently did, I think it was the BET article, it might have been. And yeah, I think it was that one. And they were like talking about this very topic about fear. And I said, well, sometimes, we think about like, what if it doesn't work out? But what if it works out better than you imagine?
Yeah.
What if that, right? Like, what if we started biasing towards, it's going to be great. It's going to be everything I thought and more.
Most of us are not capable of really grasping how good an outcome is going to be. Right?
Mm-hmm.
We're good. Our brains are set up. We're wired to predict the negative stuff,
Yeah.
And so we're just not capable of knowing how good it's going to be. You asked me today, how are things in Bogota? And I was like, good, I still like it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I don't even do things, Kushan. I just be here. I just be in my house.
But it's good.
I love it. Who knew
Yeah.
that an everyday day for me in Bogota would be so fulfilling and so awesome when all I do is I go to walk to the park. Sometimes I go to the grocery store. I say hi to the security guards and they test me on my little Spanish. And those days, right? Those days are fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
We're not really good at predicting how good the good is going to get.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the thing that you can hold on to when you're feeling the doubt and the fear, right? I have no idea how awesome this is going to be. I know I have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
I have an idea of what I expect, but it's going to beat my expectations 9 times out of 10. And maybe that's the thing we can do to hold on. So yes, keep a tally of the things you've overcome. Keep a tally of the things you've survived. Keep a tally of the times that things have been better than you could even have predicted. And write a literal notebook. Write them down. Keep them with you. Tattoo it on you if you need to, so that you can use that when you're when you're feeling the doubt and where you're feeling like you're going to give into the doubt and the fear.
Mm-hmm. And so I know you and Rashida have sunsetted the Exodus Summit Facebook group, right?
Yeah.
You have Exodus ASAP. You have the private group, which I'm a member of.
Yes.
And you guys have, before the Facebook closed, I think you were at like 27,000 members. And this is now Exodus Summit 2025. So what, 6 years of Exodus Summit?
Mm-hmm, the 6th one.
And you have seen it all, right?
Yeah.
So with the women that you've seen come through Exodus Summit or are part of the community, what have been like some of the money successes that people thought wasn't possible, and then they had like a huge transformation?
So in the very first summit, we had a woman get a leave of absence from her work. I feel like she got a paid leave of absence from her work, but I think she got a paid, right? So the first summit we had that we've had in 2022, we had a woman come to a session about negotiation, increased her salary at the job she was in by tens of thousands of dollars, like within weeks, like literally, and then ended up doubling her salary.
Ooh, baby.
Over $200,000. She ended up going from maybe 80 to 160 or something like that. Ended up doubling her salary in just a couple of months because a speaker came to the summit and taught negotiation, right? Taught her some things to bring to the table when it's time to negotiate your salary. She did it at her first job and then did it at the next job when she was hired. So we did a session on feet pics a couple of years ago.
I remember that.
A couple of women made thousands of $40,000 in weeks. Now, feed pics, doing virtual sex work is not for the, it, I think it takes a certain amount of armor, I would say. I think.
Don't get rid of your armor too quick, ladies. You might need feet. Don't fail me now.
Right. But I know two women who made thousands of dollars in weeks or months. Let's say a couple of months, thousands of dollars
Wow.
in a couple of months. Right. We have women who started their online, like their virtual assistant business. I don't know. I'm trying not to say names, but also it's hard for me. I will just say your name. Marissa Price launched her virtual assistant business from Exodus Summit, right? Because women come to Exodus Summit to teach you how to do the thing. You can learn specifically how to do that thing. You don't have to worry about being, people gatekeeping all the good information. The infamous
that part.
Yeah, the wins are phenomenal. And these are women who are younger women. These are women who are older, retirement age women. These are women with families. These are solo women. When you decide that you're going to solve this problem so that you can make this move abroad money, there's somebody here who's going to help you, right? There's somebody in the community, there's somebody in the movement who's going to give you the information that you need. Women very rarely have to start from zero on any of this because women in this community, in this movement are so sharing and so giving, so open, and want you to succeed, want you to win.
Yeah, absolutely. And I told Rashida when we were together, because we were in Thailand before we went to Vietnam. And I thanked her because, on her channel, I remember she had a few videos about like how she was able to retire with the money that she had. And, we were similarly salaried. And I was like, and same with Shar, right, who came on the Black to Global podcast. And she was working at Deloitte and then, decided to take her gap year. And I was like, wait a second. Right. But it was their ability to be transparent with how much they were making, how much they had saved or invested, and then decided to take the leap. And I was like, wait a second. If they could do it, I could do it. Right. Exactly. And I didn't get caught up in, oh, well, they're younger than me, or they don't have children, or, like I could have, again, taken myself out. Goes back to what I said before about, oh, you can take yourself out of things. It's like, no, count yourself in. Right. So I was just like, oh, okay, I can do this. And so when I moved abroad, 49, retired, and people say, oh, and I'm proud when I go to the airport and they're like, oh, and they're looking at my passport and they're like, oh, what are you doing? And I was like, estoy reformada. I am retired.
I do what I want.
I do what I want. I got the freedom of time. I buy plane tickets. I was good. I didn't buy one today, but don't you know, I booked a trip to Egypt while I was away in the States. I was like, I'll stay gone. Okay. What?
Yes.
What?
Just a retired Portuguese lady, just living her life.
I travel, and again, it's like I'm fortunate because I give credit where credit is due, because I was born in the casino, right? But I learned how to play the game to the best of my ability. And I said what was enough, right? I got to a number that I was like, wait a minute, did all the calculators. And again, just people that were being transparent about their stories, us sharing resources and community, people coming to Black to Global Passport, Exodus Summit, attend the meetup, right? You can get in community and get around like-minded people who are not going to gatekeep, who are going to help you along your journey. Just like the women that are coming in a few days to scout with me for Nomad Noir. Yes. Right? They're going to have a wraparound service with lawyers, doctors, then I'm going to make sure when they get back on that plane that they're like, oh, I know everything I need to know. to make this decision, right? And so that has been the transformation for me, is recognizing that I chose this life and I didn't let fear take over.
Yeah.
I just spent 5 days with my kids. My son turned 25. My daughter turned 20 on Tuesday. And there were people that were in my ear about, you know, move abroad and
Yeah.
leave your kids and all of that. And I was like,
what if?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
what if this, what if that? And it's like, what if, right? But what they didn't see was the year my daughter and I were in therapy, getting ready for this move, right?
Yeah.
Working with a therapist, because I was like, okay, you know, this is a big life change. Like, I was very strategic about and intentional about it, prepping my mom, making sure she was good, making sure my son was good. And so I went back to the States. I hadn't seen my son in over 2 years. My daughter has been here. This will be her third time when she comes in January.
Yeah.
And my son took me out at every meal he paid for.
Aww.
My daughter cooked for me every meal. I was like, they drove me around. I was the pampered princess. I didn't think this was going to happen until they were in their 30s. And so I was like, oh my gosh, right? But if I held on to them, right, and was like, oh, well, I gotta be in Massachusetts because that's where they are. Yeah. Or I gotta be in Florida with my mom because, you know, she's 84, right? Everybody, life happens, right? The clock still ticks. People grow old and older, but it allowed them, my kids, to flourish. Why? Because I knew and I had to trust what I poured into them.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Strategic is the word. You said strategic. I think there's like this misconception that moving abroad is just like, oh, I'm just such an irresponsible and flighty person. You can be an irresponsible and flighty person. I would put myself in that category, right? But you can also be a strategic strategic planner who, you know, covers the bases and still does the thing that to other people is always going to look irresponsible and flighty. It's always going to look like that to some people until they want to do it. Then all of a sudden it's going to be such a bold decision, such a brave decision. So brave.
Yeah. Thank you. And I see Amina is about to be up out of here next month with her husband. Hey, congrats. Congrats. Oh my gosh.
Don't let that man hold you back. Don't you?
Look, I intentionally stayed single, right? Because I was like, I don't want anybody messing this up for me. I had a plan. I said in 2017, I was like, oh, I'm leaving in 2023. Maya moved on to campus. 2 days later, I was on the plane.
You sure were.
I was not playing. I didn't want anything getting in my way.
When you're single,
we got the dog. I brought the dog on the plane. I had never flown with no dog, but I learned. Right?
When you're a single woman, men can tell when you have a plan or something, and here they come. Wouldn't it mess up your plan? Every time you get something in your line of vision, here they come. Now they want to show up. You got to put your blinders on.
I didn't want to hear, oh, I don't have a passport. Baby, I'm paying child support. I didn't want, you know, like I ain't never been on an airplane. My job. Mama. I didn't want to hear any of that. Like it wasn't, I wanted it so bad. I was okay with not having that in my life, right? Yeah. That was a decision that I made for me. And now my kids are adults. I'm in Europe. I'm having the time of my life, right?
Are we dating people in Europe, Krishan? Are there men out there? Are there? People want to know. People want to know.
Are we or am I?
Are there people?
There are men in Europe, yes.
Okay, there's men in Europe. Okay. Are you dating any men in Europe?
I'm not dating men, but I am dating a man.
Man, okay. Oh, okay, girl. Do you want to give
that'll be
Do we want to?
You know what? Because I think it'll be maybe next week's live.
Okay. Oh, okay. Subscribe. Turn on
Right.
notifications. Don't
Maybe
miss
we'll do
it.
another Blacks and Global after dark because I haven't
Okay.
done one of those in a while. So maybe
Very good. Okay.
we'll do a
I'll see
Blacks
you
and
then.
Global.
I'll see you. Okay. Good news.
Yes, yes, yes. And so yeah, like making that decision, it was good because it gave me clarity,
Yeah,
right? To say, okay, what is the thing that is my goal, right? I didn't want anything to get in the way.
that's right.
And so I was like, what are the things that are within my control? I can save, I can invest. I was constantly digesting, investing content, to make sure my money was good, running scenarios, like you said, talking to people, getting in community, people being transparent about their numbers. And that's why in, Black Global Passport, we have workshops and
That's right.
different things to give people tools to help them because it's member driven, right? So it's just like, okay, if there's something that people are stuck on a certain situation, okay, that's the thing we need to workshop, right? Let's start doing it. And that's been transformative. But now and now I don't worry about my money. That's the least of my worries is my
Right.
money.
That's right. Look at you, right? Serving the people you want to serve, doing a thing that you're talking about and doing a thing that you're totally interested in,
Mm-hmm.
and not letting it run your life or ruin your life
Mm-hmm.
or, drag you down or wear you out. I hope.
Yeah. No.
Right. You definitely look like you getting your rest. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Beauty
I
sleep
nap.
is beauty. Right? That is a possibility. That is a way. Just because the
Mm-hmm.
United States says it can't be that way doesn't mean they're right about it. It can be
Mm-hmm.
that way. You can find something. You can stumble onto something that just gives you money and joy and community at the same
Mm-hmm.
time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you knew that before.
No.
Let's try and let's start the podcast and let's see. There is
Yeah.
there is a pathway to that. I believe it. I
Mm-hmm.
believe it. There's no Black woman who doesn't have her version of that thing, who
Mm-hmm.
cannot have. There's no Black woman who cannot have her version of that thing. That thing that
Exactly.
makes my money, right? It feeds me, puts a roof over my head, and provides for my future, doing things that I enjoy with people I enjoy being with.
Yeah. Yeah. So how did you and Rashida land on more move abroad money as the theme for this year's summit?
Because listen, Krishan, so we can do a whole summit about all of the moving parts involved in a move abroad. We're going to talk
Mm-hmm.
about your residency, and we're going to talk about healthcare, and we're going to talk about decluttering and what to do with your home. And the community be like, ugh, let's talk about money.
So
I'll
how
do
we gonna pay for that, sis?
I'll do all of this later. Okay. First,
Yeah.
let's get the money solved. I can do all of that after we
Yeah.
solve this one piece. So when
Mm-hmm.
we talked about move abroad money back in 2022, we saw good results, right? We saw Black women make
Mm-hmm.
the money they needed to be able to move abroad. And we're like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
run it back. Like, no need to prolong this. Let's do it again.
Yeah.
It's not the exact
Mm-hmm.
same sessions, right? Not none.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that we have any repeat speakers. Maybe Adelia, Adelia is always going. Adelia,
Yeah.
one repeat speaker. She's talking about something different this time, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a different version of that same conversation. Here are
Mm-hmm.
ways that you can make money to move abroad so that you can live the life that you want to live,
Mm-hmm.
and without being dragged down by your job, without being exhausted, without being having to do stuff that you absolutely hate doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's how we came to that decision because listen, we're good listeners and our community be like the money. Okay, let's talk about
That's nice and all, but what talk about the money. How do I secure the bag?
that's it. That's it. It
Yes.
solves so many other problems, or it at least shrinks so many other problems. When you have the money to
Yes.
live your life, the other stuff is so manageable.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I'm looking at I just put up the landing page and I dropped the link for those of you who are hearing this for the first time, did not know that this is the sixth Exodus Summit, did not know that I was a speaker at Exodus Summit previously. So this is the 2025 summit. And I love this landing page, by the way. It is so beautiful. And so talk about who we see here, some of the speakers.
Yeah, Terry Ijeoma is coming in to talk about trading.
Yes, I took her course.
As a lazy girl, I know how to put money into my Vanguard account and just leave it there. But Terry's coming to talk about how to make money trading in the stock market, which is not just set it and forget it. You got to learn some stuff. Yes. Terry Ijeoma is known for teaching, as you said, Krishan, so you took her class. She's known for getting people up to speed in the world of trading so that they can make the money to live their lives. There's some women in the Exodus Summit community who trade already, who every day or once or every week or ever how many days wake up, trade for however long until they get the money to live that week, and then they close up their laptop and then they go on about their lives in Thailand, in Mexico, and wherever they live. So that's an exciting session. Arlen Hamilton, who is a world famous investor,
yes, she's amazing.
A surprising session. Her session is actually on memberships and community. So a lot like what we're talking about today. She got memberships, girl, because she knows a thing, right? Because she knows investing and money. People want to be in her communities because they're focused around those things. Yeah. Same with us, right? Because we know Move Abroad, people are in our communities. You don't have to make a product or a service totally separate from the things that you're interested in. Black women get the message that we should do our work for free, right? Nope. Be a community builder, be a this, be a that, do all of these things and also do them for free. Arlen's session is not that. Okay, Arlen's session is memberships and community for money. Sonia's session, Dr. Sonia Murray's session is on premium courses.
Okay.
Right? If you know something and you know people want to learn something, how can you package that in a way that you can deliver it without having to always be delivering, always be on, right? So Sonia's session is that. Oh, we have a lot of exciting speakers, or we have a lot of speakers who just know their stuff.
Yeah.
Right. We have speakers who that's what Exodus Summit is year after year. Speakers who know what they're talking about and can show you how to get started or how to get the money to do that thing or the money from that thing. So super excited.
Yeah. And then you have a keynote speaker.
Yeah. Rachel Rogers is our keynote speaker. She's the founder of the Hello 7 world. She's the founder of Hello 7 and she's the author of We Should All Be Millionaires. And we should all be $1 million is the baseline. There's plenty of money out in the world. Let's make $1 million the baseline for your business. Okay. And let's get there without being haggard and dragged down. And she just moved her big old family to Lisbon, Portugal. She's now.
Yes, she did. Which, according to the article that was posted yesterday, there was a poll. So Lisbon has officially been named the happiest place on earth.
Oh, wonderful. I'm not surprised. It's so beautiful. Every time I'm there, which is only 3 times, okay. But every time I'm there, I'm like, this is just so beautiful. I mean, you go to a lot of places in the world and they don't really seem to take any pride in what it looks like. You know what I mean? Delaware, it's just parking lots and shopping centers. Lisbon is like, oh, we're going to tile our buildings on the outside, okay? The most beautiful train stations I've ever been into were in Portugal. I mean, just amazing. They pride in the beauty, in the artistry of the thing. On top of the inside being good people, they like to show on the outside how they want to reflect what's happening on the inside, on the outside. It's just adorable. They be tiling the houses and painting the houses. And I'm like, this is what I want to look. This is what I want to look out at when I'm home in my house.
Yes. Yes. And then the food, I saw, it was maybe 2 weeks ago, I saw Issa Rae was here, and
Ah,
a couple weeks before that, Michael Jordan's jet was at the airport, and so he was, bopping around and all that
you
stuff.
got
Because let me tell you, guess what? This might not be breaking news to you, but maybe to them that are watching, y'all see these headlines? How many celebrities done bounced up out of the U.S.?
you have all kind of
Okay,
neighbors. Okay, all kind
right?
of neighbors.
Jay Z and Beyonce is like, hey, UK, look, we ain't
That's
playing,
right. Yeah,
right?
things are going down. Okay, the ship is sinking. Okay,
Yeah.
it's time to make a plan. And Lisbon is a great plan, or
Mhm.
Portugal in general. Portugal is a great plan.
Yes.
It's so accessible. I went to small towns. I got to move through Portugal very slowly, and the little right, like that's just not a thing I'm used to. I'm not from a place where public transportation is accessible because people want to be able. Rich people don't want to be near poor people, and white people don't want to be near black people. We don't have that kind of transportation. In Lisbon, you can go to the
Yeah.
tiniest little town on a train, and it's
Mhm.
not going to take you hardly any time.
Oh
Portugal
yeah.
is the love of my life. And that's not.
Yeah.
It's not even close. I love that place. It doesn't fit my needs today, but there'll be
Mhm.
a time when that's going to be my home too.
And that's the beauty of this journey. Like when I was a little girl in the Bronx, journaling about my life, I said, "Oh, I want to live abroad in New Zealand." Like I held that in my heart for decades.
Mhm.
And up until 20, I think I was probably on season 2 of the show
Okay.
when my daughter was like, that's too far while I'm in
Yeah.
college. And I was like, oh, okay, you know what? I'm a reasonable parent. Like there's 195 countries. I'm born into one. There's 194 others I could check out, right? Like I know the ones I don't want to go to wherever.
Yes.
Um, but I used, the show as a way of reflecting on the conversations that were impactful, as a guide for me to check out others. And, Lisbon or Portugal, and more specifically, like I knew on my second day. And so it's never felt
Oh,
like I settled or that it was like the second best.
yeah.
It feels like this is where I was supposed to start my journey.
Okay.
Now, I'm not saying I'm going to stay in Portugal forever. That's never been part of the plan. I always have an eye to where I would want to go next in the world. And so probably somewhere in Southeast Asia. But
Okay.
for the foreseeable future, Portugal and Europe, the continent, is home.
That's important. So some people get hung up on finding the perfect place. You don't have
Mhm.
to find the perfect place, especially if you're moving relatively light. Find a place that you like better than where you are today, right?
Mhm.
And then find another place that you like better than that. You don't, a lot of people get hung up with the exact perfect location,
Mhm.
and that's kind of a stall tactic, I think. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Yeah.
You just have to like it and be like it better than where you are right now,
Mhm.
and be open to trying something new. Not too many of us are going to replicate what life was like in the US, which is buy a home, maybe build a home and all of that. Not too many of us who leave the US are going to replicate that. And that keeps us a little light, keeps
Mhm.
us on our feet. We can be more nimble,
Yeah.
and we try out a variety of different ways to live, maybe living bicontinentally, maybe you have
Yeah.
two different homes, trying things in a different way instead of just replicating the US way is
Mhm.
going to make this a whole lot easier for you.
Oh, absolutely. And now that I am have residency in Portugal, it's part of the European Union, so there's 28 member countries.
Yep.
So I think it was over the summer. There was, I get the advertisements for different airlines, and it was like, oh, go to Nice for 25 euro on a
Oh,
plane, on an
oh,
airplane. And
oh,
I
really?
was like, what? And I just come back from Nice. So I was like, oh, okay, I don't need to go. But for 25 euro, I could have gone back to
Mhm.
Nice, right? And so I have I've gone to Italy. Was just in Spain again. France. I was in Monaco earlier this year, Amsterdam, and so being able to travel to these countries very affordably. I was in Croatia for my birthday. It really has changed things because everything in the US is very expensive, and especially coming back, like I said yesterday, I was like, woo, how do people even survive? Like, I was in a lovely, lovely place, but it was in a bed and breakfast, and it was considerably expensive. Considering I can go to whole countries for like extended stays for the same price, right, of 2-night stay. And so I like think about things different. Even this trip to Egypt is like so affordable. And so it made me think differently about my money. Right? Money is a tool. It's a resource. It's a renewable resource.
Yes.
It's not a finite resource. Yes, you can run out of money, like you can deplete what you have, but I think what we've been saying this whole time is there are so many different ways in order to make money. You have amazing speakers that are going to show and give the information, right? So that people, whether it's trading, whether it's courses, whether it's investing, all of the above, money, if that is what's holding you back, whether like, can I find a job? Can I turn this idea into a business? You are going to leave the summit, those 3 days, right? Where you are locked in to your computer. You don't have to leave your house. You can send the kids away, send the spouse away. You can get in front of your computer, order food in, right? Get your pad and paper and lock in, and you will devote that time and invest in yourself, and you will come away with a game plan. It might not be what you thought you were going to. You might say, oh, I just want to learn about investing, right? But you might see another session that, sparks your interest, and you might like, that might be the thing that's the unlock for you.
That's right.
And so that's the beauty that I see in the summit year after year, is that you're going to go in with, oh, I'm just going to casually think about this. And then you're going to be like, oh, I'm going to quit this job. I'm going to get rid of that no good man. These kids going to be okay. And I'm out.
That's right. That's right. It's okay to show up, like we talked about earlier. It's okay to show up with doubt. It's okay to show up with fear. But you take that action. Somebody said action is the antidote to fear. Those aren't my words, but I agree. Show up with the doubt. Show up with the fear. Take the steps. You don't have. You're not. I think sometimes when we don't take action, is because we think that the people who did take action had some advantage over us. But really, the only advantage is that they took action. Right?
Exactly.
It's not that they had some special advantage. I'm not particularly inclined to be in Bogota, Colombia, practicing Spanish with my security guards. There's nothing in me that set me up for this that other people don't have. It's just a matter of taking action. Krishan's link to Exodus Summit 2025 is Krishan's particular link. So if you're going to register, go ahead and buy your ticket using Krishan's link. It doesn't cost you anything additional. Y'all know how affiliate links work, okay? It doesn't cost you anything additional, but it is your way to say thank you for creating this space. Thank you for creating this environment. Thank you for being a possibility model, which another thing that we've learned inside of the summit. Thank you for being a possibility model for me and my family. And also thank you for creating an environment where other people get to come and share and enlighten and illuminate us and teach us through your YouTube channel, through her YouTube channel and her podcast and her community and her membership. So go ahead. If you're registering for Exodus Summit 2025, go ahead and use Krishan's link. The link is in the description and it's in the chat.
Yes.
That is the thing that you can do for her to thank her for what she has created.
Thank you. I
You're
appreciate that,
welcome. Thank
friend.
you, friend.
And I realized like we have a bunch of questions. And
Okay.
so I want to make sure we get to those. And I'll probably bring it up while we have the graphics. It's just so beautiful. I love the landing page. Um, so Robin asked, how do you narrow down on what you're good at to make money on the internet?
Make some lists. Sometimes when you hear what other people are doing, it sparks the idea, oh, I could do something like that in my space, right? So
Mhm.
I have a digital product called House Sitter School. And when people hear that I have a product related to house sitting, even though house sits are unpaid, right? My digital product, which helps you become a house sitter, is a thing that a lot of people would count out, would be like,
Mm,
oh, that's not going to work because it's not related to making money. And so it's not going to make any money. So make sure that you're in community with other people who are talking this kind of talk and you can hear what they're doing. But also just make a skills inventory. Like sit down and write out a list of the things that people ask you for help with today,
mm,
right? People come, I don't know a Black woman who doesn't have a list, who couldn't formulate a list. People come to you and they ask you to help them with X, Y, Z. Write
mhm,
those things down and see which one of those you would want to talk about and do for, a few hours a week for however many years you're going to do it. Right.
mhm,
And don't edit. Normally
mm,
what we find is not I don't have the skills or I don't have an ability to do things. It's I don't this is not possible. Nobody would pay me for that and I don't know. Don't edit your
mhm.
list. Come to Exodus. If you're coming to Exodus Summit 2025, come with your full-on list that is unedited. Listen to the sessions and see which thing really pokes you, right? Which
Mhm.
thing really speaks to you, which approach that you're like, this is what I want to do.
Yeah. Yeah,
Was that
exactly.
helpful, Robin?
Yeah. And worth every kilometer traveled is
That's good.
enjoying a sabbatical in Macedonia.
I love it. How's
Yeah,
Macedonia? What is it
right? I'm like,
like?
what? But this is how you turn your mess into your message. It's like that her manager ended her contract a month early. She did me a favor. I told my recruiter, I'm not even upset. Now I'm on sabbatical in my second country, right? So somebody, and I've been laid off quite a few times, right? Could have been like,
That's
oh,
right.
woe is me. And it's normal to feel emotions about it, but don't get stuck there,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
look at it as a gift. If you get laid off, which look, we talked about 350,000 Black women being kicked out of the workforce in the US. Hopefully, some of them, if not all of them or most of them, had a severance.
Yeah.
Think about, what you can do with that money. Understand what unemployment benefits you're eligible for. Look
Mm-hmm.
at your employee handbook if you get, a whiff of layoffs coming on. So
Yeah.
you know how to be ready and
Yes.
you can make a decision because you're coming at it from informed instead of being reactive,
That's
where
right.
everything's going, you can't, keep your head above water. Like this is how you ground yourself. You ground yourself in community. You ground yourself by going to the summit. You ground yourself by hearing these speakers and getting the information and saying, okay, this could be a possibility for me, meaning my job could be, gotten rid of. They're now talking about the what do you call it, the government shutdown and potentially
Yeah.
doing layoffs for government employees. So
Yeah.
if you are a government employee, be proactive, right? Think about what's my strategy, what's my game plan. To Stephanie's point, write down a list of things that you're interested in or you're good at. Bring that to the summit, right? There's so many, you're going to find your accountability partner. You're going to find somebody who's on a similar path. You're going to make that connection that's going to yield dividends. And again, this is an investment in you. The money that you spend attending the summit, the hours that you spend in front of your computer, you're going to walk away with so much more. And you're going to be like, wow, I got all of this, right?
That's right.
I got all of this. Like it's better than you imagine, right?
Yeah.
So that is the goal, and that is the purpose of attending.
So there's no session, if that session is for you, okay? There's no session that's not going to give you your money that can there's no session that can't give you your money back, right? Whether it's the
Mm.
expat taxes, we have a session on taxes for expats, and then we have a session on being a tax preparer as a way to make enough money to live
Oh,
the rest of the year, right? Being a tax preparer
yeah.
during tax, right? There's no session in the summit that's not worth that price if it's for you. Right now, there
Hmm.
may be some things you're totally not. We have an OnlyFans session this year. We got OnlyFans. You
Ooh.
can might be right. Making
I
the
told
money.
Bailey the way she been eating in this house, I'm like, I might have to do a only pause
You gonna
because
get them feet pics
this
on the
dog got to
internet,
work.
Bailey. Get your feet up, okay? There might be some sessions that are not for you, but if it's a session for you, it can give you that money back, and then some,
Mm.
and then some, and then some. It's designed to give you your move abroad money, right?
Mhm.
So, um, it's one thing to be. What we want is for you to feel abundant, to operate out of a feeling of abundance and not scarcity and lack.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
hard to do when you see things going bananas in your country. It can be easy to switch into scarcity and lack mode and, well, might as well hold on to this job that's terrible. But there is a better world. A
Mhm.
better world is possible. I have this little, this is the Nap Ministries
Oh,
rest deck, right?
yes.
Another
Yeah.
world is possible. Another
Mhm.
thing is possible for you as well.
Mhm.
But we need to be able to operate out of abundance and out of a feeling of, yeah, out of abundance instead of out of scarcity. I can't tell you a decision I've made in my life when I was making it out of fear and scarcity that I am
Mm.
proud of. Right?
Mm.
There's not a decision in my life where I was operating out of, well, just hold on to what I got. That was
Yeah.
the right decision.
Mhm. Ooh. Yeah, going along to get along. Yeah,
It don't work out.
yeah.
It don't work out.
Mhm. Yeah, it changes your, was it alchemy, right? Like
Yeah.
energetically,
Yeah.
I am different than where I was before,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
There's the me from before. And I don't, what is that? My mother likes to say, like, count it all good in the sense
Uh-huh.
that it served its purpose, nothing is wasted.
That's right.
I am very, past me, I'm appreciative of what past me did
Yeah.
because it was those decisions in the midst of the storm that I was in allowed future me and then present me
Mhm.
to enjoy this life
That's right.
and also to share with others that it's possible, right? Like you and I, Rashida, Adelia, like we could have all decided, okay, yeah, this life is our life, but we could have just lived our best lives and gone down the road and kept it to ourselves, right?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
But we didn't. We each of us chose to use our voice, to reclaim, to take up space, and then to invite others and
Yeah,
say, hey, you know what? Here's another way.
that's right. And you're not giving up, you're not losing the things that you're pivoting from, right? So some people can be like,
Mhm,
but I worked so hard for this, fill in the blank, for this career, for this home,
mhm,
for this whatever, this car, whatever it is. I worked so hard for it. Now
mhm,
I want to move abroad. So now I'm just going to give it all up. You're not giving it
mhm,
up. You're taking the next step. Like you said, Krishan, all of that, all of those things got you to the place where you have options, right?
mhm.
That job,
Yeah.
maybe that job is got you to the place where you could say, I'm now I can afford to take X number of months off. That's not giving it
Mhm.
up. That's using it for its intended purpose. If your job
Yes.
is supposed to be a means to an end to get you the things that you want in your life,
Mhm.
congratulations. Your job has done that for you. It's
Yep.
gotten you to this place. You're not giving it up, you're not throwing it away. It's not possible to throw that stuff away.
Mhm.
They are assets that are
Yeah.
helping you get what you really want from your life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Like I look at the journey and I'm grateful. I come at it with a happiness, a joyful. Marcia asked, Black's Global Access Summit related sub communities in Canada, Montreal. I love Montreal. Haven't been there in a long time, and I've never been to Ottawa.
We.
Yes, yes. I mean, we have, I know in Exodus Summit, there's always communities, and in Black's Global Passport, we have, our members are all over. We have members in UK. I'm sure we have members somewhere in Canada. We've had people on the podcast that are Canadian who are now living in different parts of the world, like Michelle, who's in San Miguel de Allende. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I know
Jamaican
her people
Canadian.
are Caribbean. I know she's got Caribbean. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
Jamaican
I never knew
Canadian.
that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
funny. Yeah. I know. You know what? I don't know how far Montreal and Toronto are from each other. I assume they're not that close. I know there's some women in our community in Toronto, but probably Montreal as well.
Mm.
I don't know if that was helpful. But when you come, you raise your hand up, and you'll meet some people who are there.
Yes, yes. And let's see. I'm looking to see. Cheese, Jai or Cheese said, "No shade to the OnlyFans. Get money." That's right.
What's the money?
That's right. Ain't no shade.
350,000 white men took 350,000 jobs from Black women. It's time to get some of that money back, okay? And they've been giving it out.
It's like, look, money is green.
Yes, they owe us.
And that is why I invest in the stock market. Why? Because guess what? That's the only place that I know that does not discriminate.
Yeah.
Right? They don't look at my order to buy and say, "Oh, that's that Black lady."
That's right.
No, right? I get my dividends, right? I buy shares. I do the thing. When I did trading, I was like, "Hey Terry, give me the blueprint." Right?
That's right.
There are so many ways that you can make money while you sleep, and you don't have to fall into the trap of, like I was talking about, being tied to systems, which is, oh, you put money in your retirement, it's in a vault till you're 59 and a half, right? And if you take it out any earlier, 10% penalty. Oh, if you don't sign up for Medicare at this age, you have to, lifetime penalty here. America keeps you tied to systems, which is why, look, full transparency, when you move abroad, you still got to pay taxes to the US, right? They are a stalker. Right? They are a stalker. So you never really, you get to be away. Proximity is a blessing. Yeah. But all that is to say is, like, you have to untether yourself. And once you start doing that, like, I take public transportation. I could afford to buy a car, but I pay €40 a month. I could take whatever I want, unlimited. Why would I have to worry about parking and gas, which is maintenance? Maintenance, right? Because I spend my money on yachts, right?
Thank you. That's right.
Or buying out restaurants, right? So we can have summits, meetups, and things like that, right? These are the things that bring me joy.
Yes.
And so you can play the game and learn how to play it differently. Yes. Get the hacks, whether it's house sitting, investing, courses. I know in the past you've had different speakers talk about travel writing and things like that. There's so many ways. There's no shortage. Now we've got, OnlyFans. Before it was feet pics. Like, there's no shortage of ways to make money. What is going to be the thing that you need to do in order to prepare yourself for this weekend is to think about being, 1, open, 2, curious.
Yes.
I think those are the main things.
That's right. That's right.
And that will allow you to be receptive to what's going to be poured into you.
That's right. That's right. Open and curious. Block off the whole weekend from Friday the 10th, the evening of Friday the 10th, if you're in the US time zones, right? Evening of Friday the 10th through Monday the 13th, and come in, take your notes, and then assess, right? Which of these makes more sense for me based on what I want, right? What I want for myself. Which of these sessions is my pathway, or which ones are my pathway to my move abroad money?
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, is there anything that we haven't said that we need to share with the good people?
So one more time, I just want to say, I don't know a Black woman who doesn't have the ability to navigate this thing. We
Mhm.
there This is the kind of thing that traditionally has only been for a certain type of person with a certain amount of access, with a certain amount of wealth. But the internet has become like a democratizer, and you don't have to be already wealthy or with 8 degrees or whatever for a
Mhm.
move abroad to be possible for you. Let let the advantage that you have of being alive in 2025, let that be an advantage. The internet has changed things. Maybe there was a time when it was really impossible to pick up and move to another country
Mhm.
without all the degrees and all of the connections and all of the whatever. But let the internet be those things for you now, right? Let the
Yeah.
internet be your degrees. Let the internet be your network, or create your network and help you form your network.
Mhm.
Don't count. So Krishan already said it. Don't count yourself out. Don't count yourself
Mhm.
out. I really, 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 really enjoy my days in Bogota, Colombia.
Wow.
And it's and I it's just better. It's just better.
Wow.
And I don't have any special reason why I am more deserving or why it was easier for me, right?
Mhm.
I think I have an advantage. My one advantage is that my parents won't let me be out in the streets, right? If worst comes to worst, I'm in their house. I can go back to
Mhm.
their home. That's my advantage.
Mhm.
Other than that, I took some actions, took some steps, just like Krishan did some planning, even though I am a flighty and irresponsible person, did some planning, got some strategy together so that I could live this life here because I felt
Mhm.
like I deserved it.
Yeah.
And only because I'm alive, because I'm me, I am worthy of it, right?
Mhm.
You don't have to, there's no thing that makes other people more worthy or more deserving of the things that they want in their life. So go ahead and grab
Mhm.
yours.
Yeah. Yeah. You only have this one life.
That's right.
And we were both the same age. And what I realized, in preparation for this move was I'm at now 51, right? Like I have more years behind than potentially in front.
Yeah,
And so I have to make the most of the time that I have left.
that's right.
And that means I have to do the things that I want to do, not make, apologies for the things that interest me or the decisions that I make.
Yeah.
And to only surround myself with good people,
Yes.
right? Like I get to choose. I didn't get to choose, from till you're 18, right? Like you're in the family you were born into, and all of these things are made decisions for you, and then you also make decisions based on those decisions other people make. But
Right.
then there becomes a point in your life where you take the reins,
Yeah.
right? If you choose, and then you can say, okay, you know what? I'm gonna count it all good. And now, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? And so
Yes.
that might mean learning a new skill. That might mean trying out a new country, dating countries for a while, right? And
Uh-huh.
kind of seeing, whether it's a 3 month sabbatical, doing a gap year, getting in community, taking a scouting trip, right? Like these are things that you can test drive.
Yes.
If the big move is too scary for you right now, there are a million different ways in which you can try it, right? Just like there are a million different ways to make money, there are a million different ways, right? You can say, oh, I'm going to do 3 months here. I'm going to do, go to countries where you can stay for an entire year without having residency, right? Like there's so much, but you won't know that if you decide to do it the hard way, which is going at it alone, right? We have been conditioned to be in this individualistic, capitalistic, winner take all society and the scarcity mindset. But as Black people and as Black women, that is the antithesis of who we are as people. We are about community. We are about nurturing one another. We are the originators, right? And so the tree is us, right? And so we are the tree, we are the roots. And so coming together and saying, hey, sis, you know what? Come on, right? This is how you change the trajectory, not only of your life, but future generations.
That's
Generational wealth does not have to just be money. Generational wealth can be bigger than that.
That's right. That's exactly right. Generational ease and peace of mind. Absolutely. Yeah. So Nomad Noir, I'd like to talk about that for one moment. Okay.
Oh, of course.
I'm a big fan I'm a big fan of a group scouting trip because you not only get to scout it out, but you also get some community. You're going to end up with some friends. I happen to have scouted out Bogota with a woman who is not moving to Bogota. Rashida came on my scouting trip, right?
Really?
She's not moving here. Rashida came with me in January on the scouting trip. She does like the city, but she's not moving here. So I'm in Bogota with no friends. But when you go on a group scouting trip, don't feel bad for me. It's just because I'm a hermit. I can make friends. I'll do it. I said it, but don't feel bad. But coming on a group scouting trip means not only are you scouting the place, but you're getting some friends so that when you do land in the place, you've got some community already. So you've got you're very smart to make the dates 5/22 and 10/22, and then you don't have to remember two separate dates for next year. When I wrote the numbers down, I was like, no, that is brilliant.
I appreciate that because I did that about 5 hours ago. I was like, I need to choose the dates. Let me look at the calendar.
Genius, right? So next year, now sometime soon, people will be signing up for these trips for your Nomad Noir cohorts. When they come, how certain do they need to be that they want to even move to Portugal?
They don't have to be super certain. In our last cohort, our spring cohort, one of the ladies just moved here a few days ago. So she was an attendee in March and went through the sessions, looked at an apartment, put a deposit down, and she just moved the other day.
Okay.
And then there are, I think of the cohort, she might have been the only one that is here now. This is our fourth cohort. So it depends. People are in different stages. Some people, like in this particular cohort, we have a few retirees. We have another woman who was in our cohort last year. She's coming back and bringing her family this time around. So it's really a wraparound. The ladies get time with the doctor. They get time with an attorney. And there's other add-ons, like I like to keep the surprise factor. So it's really to make sure that, if Portugal is right for them, they're going to know by the time they leave.
Oh, good. Okay. Good. But
it's each one is different.
Okay. But it's okay if they have a couple of different locations, a couple of countries on their list. They can still come. They don't need to wait until 100% Portugal to come.
No, it's really to make sure, like sometimes people come and, you see a lot of things online, like the happiest place list, or you came, on a layover or whatever, and they make a decision. But then you're like, oh, the bureaucracy, how easy is it to get a visa? What's the healthcare situation like? What's, other things that you need to think about, estate planning and stuff like that. So it's really just to make sure that, those big decisions, that we have experts they'll have workshops within that time. And
Okay.
then each cohort is different. They do, which is why we're going to have the informational, because they fill out a form so that I can get to know them. And then that cohort, the experience is designed around the cohort. So for
Oh,
this particular cohort, we have someone who's coming who has a mobility impairment, another one who's visually impaired. And
oh,
so I had to redesign the experience for that. So it's very different than the other previous cohorts, right? So I want to make sure, and that's why we keep it small, so that it's personalized, so that people, come and they know that, they're going to have me for 10 days. I don't stay in the house because I got my own house, but they have me, and they have our experts, and our Black expat community here is unmatched. And
yes.
so in
That
every
made me
city that
excited.
we visit, we also visit people that are living there so that they have the ability to just have one-on-one conversations as well.
Unmatched is right. That made me excited. That's right. Um, Another question that I get asked about a lot, or a thing I get asked about a lot, is like going to a place where you don't have any community and you don't have any friends. Girl, just move to Lisbon. Okay. They out there. They're there. They're together. They get together. They look out for one another, take good care of
Mhm.
each other.
Oh yeah.
Y'all, I said they, y'all. Yeah, you don't, that's not a thing you need to worry about. We think about leaving the US, and we think about leaving behind our family and our friends. Number
Mhm.
one, some of them gonna come with you, right? They're gonna be just a few months behind as soon as they see you. As soon as they see
Mhm.
what's going on, they're gonna be like, oh, me too. But number
Yep.
two, right, they coming. They're behind you, but they coming. But also number two, you can get community. That's like, I don't want to say the easiest problem to solve of the move abroad problems, but you go to the right place, they're out there and they're getting together. All you got to do is go to a restaurant, see a Black person, well, this Portugal has Black people anyway. But like
Mhm.
in a place here, if I see a Black woman out, she's probably American
Ah, okay.
in some parts of the city. Some parts of this, if I see her, she's American. I'm gonna sit and talk to her, right?
Yeah.
And now I'm
Wow.
gonna have a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I remember this was, a couple weeks ago when I came back from Spain and got off the plane, and then you get into after go through customs, like in the airport. And I was like, oh my gosh, is it Wakanda? It was nothing but
Ooh.
Black people. And I was like, and this happened a lot of times at the airport, or like I'm in the queue to get, to do passport control. And I'm like, it's all of us, right? Like
Is
I
that
see us
Madrid? What city
all
did you
the
fly into?
time. Hmm?
What city did you fly into?
I fly in and out of Lisbon because I'm right by the airport, which is very convenient.
I'm talking about in the Lisbon airport. I thought you meant in Spain. Okay. Okay.
Oh, no, 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 no. Mm-mm. I didn't see us. I didn't see us like rolling like that. I mean,
Not
I
like
saw
that.
us in Spain, but
Okay.
not rolling the way we rolling in Portugal.
Okay.
It was like, and it came in handy. Like a quick story, when I went to Croatia for my birthday, because I live so close to the airport. Like this time, I took the bus to the airport because it was like 10 minutes, and Uber for some reason was ridiculously expensive. So anyway, in June for my birthday, it was like, oh, go to Croatia. I live so close to the airport. I'm like, I mean, do I really need to be there super early? Probably should have, because I haven't traveled during high season.
Uh,
So get there, and I had a bag to check in. Why? I don't know. The line was wrapped, and it was impossible, like, to get through the bag drop line. I still
oh,
hadn't gone through security, all that other stuff. This was just bag drop.
oh.
So my friend Tanasi was with me and worked her magic. And when I tell you, the Wakandans that work at the airport were like, got you, sis. I was
Yeah.
like, the Portuguese sisterin and brethren was like, bloop, 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 bloop. Made
Yes.
my flight. I was like, yes, right? And it's happened more than once, not that incident, but where it's just like, got you.
You will have
Like,
black
I
people
love
waving
where
you up
you
to
live.
the front or whatever. When I fly into the Caribbean, they do that. When I've been to Curacao and a couple of different places in the
Mm,
Caribbean, and when you land, you're not in the Caribbean section, right? You're in the foreigner section. They will
yeah.
come and get you and grab you and pull you over, and I'll be like showing them my passport. They'd be like, "I don't care. You come
Yeah.
to the shorter, faster line, sister."
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. It's like, I love that for us, right? We
Yeah.
are the global majority,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Lean into it.
Do it. Yes. Enjoy it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes.
community is not a thing to be afraid of when you're moving abroad. Uh, for Black community, right? You there's Black people there. I don't know where you're going to. I don't know where you're going. You're not going to see Black people. There's black people there, and also there are
Mhm.
people moving there. There are local Black people, and there are people moving there. Community is a thing you can have. And then, like
Yeah.
here in Bogota, Bogota is a not for Colombia. There's not a lot of Black people in Bogota. But these
Mm.
Bogota, the locals, they be acting like, I'm like, do I look like a famous person here? Why are they so happy to see
You
me?
are famous.
I be going places, I'm gonna be so happy to see me. I'm like, what is that? They're just friendly, right? They're just friendly
Yeah.
people. Um,
Mhm.
community, you can have it. You can have it.
Yes.
You can make
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it's such a blessing. And now, I can go to just about any country and know somebody.
Mhm.
And be like, oh, I'm going to this country, and they're like, oh, hey, like let's meet for coffee. Or if I'm coming through, I can ping somebody who I follow or have had on the podcast or somewhere in this 5-year journey.
Yes.
Um, and so that's been a blessing. I still enjoy solo travel. But it's great to know that when, my feet touch the ground, that like I can link up with someone and I have like some type of connection to the place.
Uh-huh. That's amazing. That's the result
Mhm.
of being out here and saying, I'm going to put myself out here. I'm going to take off this armor and I'm going to show up as myself and I'm going to
Mhm.
be open to forming community and I'm going to be proactive in forming community. It pays off. I'm telling you, connection pays off.
Because I mean, what my alternative would have been sitting in a cubicle. We're getting into, well, we're in fall, right? Coming off of work and it being pitch black outside, right? Going back and doing, I could have done my routine in my sleep, right?
Yeah.
Sleepwalking. It was Groundhog's Day. Every day was the same,
Yeah.
and I had a calendar in my room. I would X out the day, get up. It was like I was doing hard time.
I had a whiteboard. A
Oh, you
whiteboard. Uh-huh.
did?
Every month, start cross or wipe it off. Start off with
Yep.
the new month. Let's cross these days
Mhm.
off. Let's get this countdown going.
Yeah. Or I would have been
Mhm.
on somebody's list to get, let go.
Yeah,
Right. And then trying to scramble and figure out how I'm going to, make ends meet or, all of those things. And I am completely relieved of that
that's right.
because I chose to leave the system.
That's right.
Right. I didn't wait for the system to say, oh, Krishan, right, that girl, no. Right. I was like, I'm leaving. And when I think about how much money I had when I left, and for me, it was like, I just need to have enough, right?
Uh-huh.
That number is going to be different for everybody. But the thing that changed my life was doing the math,
Yeah.
right? Determining what was enough. And then when I got to enough, I was like, okay, that's great. That number has exponential growth, right? In just the 2 years.
Sure.
And the reason why that is so important is because in America, we don't know what enough is. I live in Europe, so things are more compact. In the United States, we have the big cars, the big houses, multiple cars, multiple houses, storage
Storage.
units. Like this storage units everywhere. I mean, gosh, especially, everywhere I went, right?
Mhm.
Storage. I was trying to get, reasonable sized portions, everything's big, And I was just like,
Now, don't
oh
mess
my
with the
God.
portions, though, Krishan. Let's keep that. Let's keep that.
I was like, they gave me a salad. I was like, can you give me a half of that? Like, you know. So I'm like, everything is like, so you don't know what enough is
Exactly.
because it's
Exactly.
always moving the yardstick,
Yes.
right? Changing the rules while you're playing the game. And so that's when I was like, I will drive myself mad. And one of the things I do every day now, which I did not do in my former life, I devote at least an hour a day and I play games. Like I do my Wordle in the morning, I do Portuguese for like half an hour, and I do now Spanish. And that's my time to feed my brain, right? Because we talk about rest and recovery, and of course, being active. Now I live in Europe; it's walkable most cities in Europe,
Yeah.
but we don't talk enough about diseases of the mind.
Ah,
And
yes.
we have been inundated as Black Americans in the United States with a pile of garbage, right? With all of the things that we go through as an individual, as a collective, historically, and continues, right? And that weighs on your brain.
Yeah.
And like I said, I could have done my job, I could have done my life in my sleep. I wasn't building that brain muscle. I wasn't, exercising it. And so now every day is my routine, even when I travel. It's like, okay, let me learn a new word. Let me practice this when I'm out in the real world. No day is like the day before.
Okay.
And that's intentional because
Yeah.
I need to make sure that my mind stays sharp, right? And it is very, very easy with how, the media consumption is in this passive lifestyle that
Yeah.
you can let your brain atrophy. And
Mhm.
so for those of you who are watching this, like I said, devote that 3 days. You are going to have your brain is going to be active. You are going to be taking notes. You're going to be listening intently, and you are going to come away with a plan,
That's right.
an actionable plan.
That's right. That's right. Synapses will be firing. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes,
Possibilities will really open up for you.
yeah.
Possibilities will open up.
Absolutely. Look, I look forward to Exodus Summit every year. It's my favorite time of the year. It's my favorite time of the year also because I get to have you on the channel. And
You
then
could just call. You could just invite me, Krishan. Listen.
I'm
Just
waiting to
know.
be invited to your channel.
Girl, I know. I know. We're gonna fix that as soon as I get back from this vacation. We fixing
Look,
that.
and then I am so excited that in less than a month, you'll be here in
This
person.
time next month, right? The
That's
25th
right.
or 24th. That's right. This time next month.
24th.
We'll
Yes.
be we'll be
Yes.
back together. The gang is getting back together.
I know, right? First we did Vietnam, and now we're gonna do Lisbon together, and so
Little
it's
short
gonna
pop
be
through,
wonderful.
little short swing through. We're only going to be in
Yes,
Lisbon for one day. We're going to spend that day with you.
yes, and I'm so excited. I'm
I
so
know.
and uh, you're gonna spend it with me and what 62 other friends.
Is that the number? Yes. Yeah, I'm excited. I love Lisbon. So if you don't take anything else away from this video, consider Lisbon as your future home. Consider it. It's beautiful. There's no place like it. I've been to a lot of places. This
Mhm.
it's just its own thing. It's
Yes.
beautiful and put it on your list. Okay. I don't
Mhm.
care how long your list is. Add it to your list.
Yes, legit, legit. And
Mhm.
now in the 2 years now plus that I've been here, we now have 30 members that have moved to Portugal just in the 2 years.
Oh, look at you, Krishan. Oh, look at that.
So I was like, wow, I was
Oh.
tallying it the other day and I was like, oh my gosh.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's
So it is
amazing.
it is an awesome, it's an awesome thing to know that they're here and that they're thriving and that, I played a small part in in this chapter of their lives. So it's a beautiful
Yeah.
thing.
That's incredible. That's incredible. Right? This is what we mean when we say you don't have to be in the US martyring yourself
Mm-hmm.
to have a good, to make a positive impact on people. That's
Mm-hmm.
incredible, Prashant.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really
Well done.
excited. Thank
Mhm.
you. So, is there anything else that we need to say?
I don't think so. And nobody's asking any questions. So they are
No,
all,
they're just, it's
everybody's
all the
good. Everybody is
vibes.
good. They're like, we got it. Okay.
Yes,
No, I feel
yes,
like we covered it. We covered it.
yeah, I think we did. We did. All right, we got it all in. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm going to give it a last plug. Definitely, I'm going to drop the link again. It's already in the description of this video. But if you tuned in late, uh, definitely, first of all, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel because I have a goal of getting to 10,000 subscribers before the end of the year.
Oh, you look how close.
Yeah,
We're
so help me get there. And get your ticket to Exodus Summit. And if you're going to be in Lisbon, or maybe you're going to be in Spain or one of the other countries, and you're looking at the calendar, hey, October 24th, swing by. Well, you got to get your ticket because there's only 2 left. Or may not even be that because when I close out, I'll be like, oh, damn, they're gone. But you can hang out with myself, Stephanie, Rashida, and 61 other
one of
people.
our closest friends.
Yes, our closest friends at the Exodus Summit meetup. Or you can hang out the day before, October 23rd, sailing the River Teju, enjoying some Portuguese wine and some light bites at our 5-year anniversary yacht party. So definitely take advantage of these opportunities. I also dropped the link for the waitlist for Nomad Noir. Tomorrow, I will send an email inviting those people to register for the informational, which will be next Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern, where I will go through the Nomad Noir experience. And for those who have remaining slots, you can put your deposits. But I think that's it. Stephanie, as always, it's been a pleasure.
My pleasure. Thank you so much. And thank you, everybody. You have an awesome community. Thank you, awesome community. Thanks, friends.
Thank you. I'll see you next week. Maybe we'll talk about dating. I don't know. We'll see. Ciao, ciao.